Yo, we just changed the game with this one. Introducing AG number 2, the newest groundbreaking artificial intelligence software in the game. We got things like AI text generator, AI image generator, AI code generator, AI chat box, AI text to speech, and voiceover capabilities. Yes, it does coding. Yes, it does images. It literally does everything. Make sure you click the link at the top line of the description box. If you're a content creator, if you're an artist, if you're just a regular person that want to take your life to the next level, trust me, click that link at the top line.
Oh, I can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. I want to talk about Candace Owens real quick because she was let go of the Daily Wire. Now, it was the media empire founded by Ben Shapiro. She would go on there and talk about a lot of sensitive topic. What's your thoughts in general of first Candace Owens and her, being let go for some of the things that she said regarding the war?
You can go on record throughout the time on this podcast. We've had various people on that clown Candace Owens, to go at Candace Owens, and we laughed and we listened and did all that good shit. But if you go on record, we've always kind of rocked with her. And I'm not going to talk on the old guy's behalf. I'm going to talk about me personally. I said Candace Owens at one time for president, jokingly. Right. But at the same time, I respected the fact that she was fearless in what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? And people would say she was bald. People would say she was this. She rocked with Trump. Trump did her dirty, thought certain ways, and got hip on certain changes. She talked about Michael Jackson maybe about 3 weeks ago or so, and thought that he was the person that the media portrayed him to be, and thought that he was this and thought that he was that. And after doing further research and really looking into it, she found out, wait a minute, it's some deeper shit going on that meets the eye. And one thing that lines up is this Jewish rabbi who happened to be in Diddy's situation, who happened to be a man that she went at, who happens to be ripping her apart and calling her anti-Semite right now. It's interesting.
So you think it's because she exposed the information?
I think it's because she's starting to expose information, bro.
Ooh.
All right, guys, happy Thursday. Today on the show, holy smokes. You're not going to believe this, but there is, in fact, a Diddy and Michael Jackson connection. Yes, the lawsuit that we have been covering and following, so much being revealed. You're not going to believe that somehow it is connected to Michael Jackson and his death. And I got to be honest, I'm kind of terrified. I think this is going to be the last day that I cover it because we're getting close to something that is very dangerous.
This was just maybe a month ago. Candace Owens said that she was pretty much digging into something that was very dangerous. Now, I'm going to get into a little bit more of what Candace had to say, and Sam Ant believes this is the reason why she was actually let go, and there's a lot more to come because of what she exposed. Buckle your seatbelt. This is crazy, and this is the show that she actually just got fired from. So let's hear what Candace exposed about Diddy and this secret underground stuff going on in the industry, allegedly. Rotate.
Now, I want to remind you, before we get back into Michael Jackson, what we learned in the Diddy documents, just to very quickly recap. Well, if you read through them, again, these are all allegations, but you will come out of it understanding that there is allegedly some sort of a blackmail ring that is operating throughout Hollywood, and that artists that are producing music are actually being controlled via being induced into drugs at parties, and then what takes place is they're being recorded, and sometimes they're being recorded while they are in committing sexual acts. Something that we also saw in these docs is that these parties, at least a lot of them, are taking place in the Virgin Islands, which again just makes you go, what's happening here? Because Jeffrey Epstein, obviously, his home, or he owned an island that was just off the coast of St. Thomas. So we hear that again. I also am jogging your memory about the Bitcoin millionaire who, right before his death, found drowned, accidental drowning, even though he was fully clothed and had his wallet in his pocket, tweeted that the CIA and the Mossad were running a blackmail ring in the Virgin Islands. Something else that we learned in the Diddy lawsuit was that the media and the authorities are complicit. So the ring has real power, not imagined power. Again, I am using the word alleged because this person, despite having, video evidence and he has presented photographic evidence, this has not yet gone through the court system.
I think this because she's starting to expose information, bro.
Ooh.
And I think the more, and I don't want to say she's awakened, but the more she kind of starts seeing things for what they are, the more of the Candace Owens we're starting to see right now. But see, people can't see through the blinders and the hatred that they have for her because of maybe some of her points that she's had in the past, as if somebody can't, I don't want to say change, but see things different. When you're just because you're real in your thoughts and convictions don't mean you're right. And once you realize you're wrong, you can hold yourself accountable and go, you know what? No, you were right. And that's what she seems like she's doing. It's interesting to me, man. I endorse it. You know what I mean? Anytime you look at all the shit she spoke about, all the things she said about black people, whether you agree or disagree, right? All the things she said about Democrats, Republicans, whatever the case may be. They didn't fire her ass until she started talking.
I always kind of, when I see these people like her and others, I always get kind of skeptical of them no matter what.
Word.
I don't know what it is. Like, just kind of like a little act here. But some of the things that she says, just like a lot of other people, you know, you kind of like, okay, she's telling us some real shit.
Word.
You know, some of the things I don't agree with, but that's anybody. I'm not gonna agree with everything.
Of course.
You know that they say. Hopefully this is now, because she said, you know, it was rumors about her being fired, and she came out and said, look, I'm finally free. So hopefully this means that she gets even more freer in her speech. She's able to really, you know, expose some things and really, you know, expose what's really going on. I don't know if that's beneficial in this day and age, though, without you being, you know, a part of the so-called machine or somebody got their hand up your back. Because, you know, once you start going like that, it's like, you know, you start losing, like she losing this, she start losing, money at the end of the day. They start, you know, and now you on YouTube like everybody else. Instead of, you know, 50,000 people watch you, maybe 120 people's watching you. Because a lot of people think just because you're a big name, you know, we seen even with Stephen A. Smith. Like, he don't get the same thing he gets on ESPN that he does on his own.
Impossible.
And you pointed that out, you know what I mean, to me. So, you know, it means something to be on these big platforms with these audiences and stuff, but you can't let that compromise your words. And it's interesting you think that's the reason why she got fired. That's deep. That's very deep. Because you already know, like you said, once you start talking about it's probably about a handful of group of people. If you talk about these people, you know, they strike powerfully. They don't just sit back and, they striking. They take, and you know, the dude that owns the Ben Shapiro happens to be a Jewish man.
Oh,
so
yeah, coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago I sent you a video of her. You saved it to your computer. I don't know if you watched it.
Right.
But if you didn't, check it out this weekend. It has kind of, that was a couple weeks ago. Now it's leading up to now. That's kind of the basis of all this shit, dog.
Right. Care to expound a little bit on it, or?
Yeah, it was more so when she was talking about she was kind of talking about Diddy, right? And talking about the Diddy situation and how deep that goes, and then linking it to Michael Jackson's situation and his death, and going into like her previous thoughts, and now her thoughts after researching situations, and all linking back to this one Jewish gentleman that started harassing her, and his daughter started harassing her around the time where she was kind of linking up with Kanye last year. The Jewish people started attacking her and coming at her. She stayed quiet. She didn't say nothing. Then they started trying to throw her name out there, calling her anti-Semite. All this propaganda started coming out of Candace Owens, engined by these two Jewish individuals, this rabbi and his daughter. The same person linked to Diddy and the same person linked to MJ. So as she starts expounding and breaking this stuff down, it's a chain of events that start happening, a ripple effect, and now we come to her being fired.
Wow.
Interesting, man. The shit goes deep. And if you're interested in it, go back and backtrack and listen to some of these conversations she was having while on Daily Mail. I was watching on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, damn, whoa.
Yeah, and it's like, see, it don't really, see, one thing people got to understand is that when you in this society, you in the U.S., either you play the game or you get taken out the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Like, if you think that you're going to be up in these corporate places and go against this and go against exposed stuff, it ain't gonna happen like that.
Right.
And I think she's finding that out the hard way. Even though somebody else might hire her,
of course, you know,
anything, she could get a job tomorrow. If she continues, if she really want to go rogue like that, I don't know if she's ready for that heat. And a lot of people fold to say, you know what, I'm just gonna water it down.
Yeah, I ain't mad at him
job.
Either, shit.
Yeah, because it's no support system there.
Yeah.
You out on the island by yourself and you're starving.
Yeah, it's real.
And that's what this system in particular does. They say, oh, you got freedom of this, freedom of that. You don't really have that at the end of the day. You got freedom of speech, but you ain't got freedom of consequence.
Exactly. That's a fact.
Yeah, so it is what it is, man.
Great convo, man.
Yeah, definitely wanted to add that in there. But yeah, another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast is in the books. We hope that everybody enjoyed the show. Until next time, that's your brother Sam at Viral Hip Hop News. I'm your brother, Oh God. Hip Hop News Uncensored, together with the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Over and out.
Peace.